Hi, this is Regina Y. Favors coming to you with Life Talk Topics. This is part of my Life Rebound and Recovery series. Life Talk Topics are usually helpful for anyone who has been in a setback and is on their way to overcoming a setback. The topic will help you to gauge where you are in your understanding, as well as help you to plan your way out of setback, which involves um, you understanding your own contribution and the contribution of others. So take some time to listen to this Life Talk topic. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will respond. In addition, I usually leave some sort of link in the description box. Also, subscribe to the channel as well as hit the notification button if you are interested in further topics. Um, Thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I hope you are able to gain some insight from this Life Talk topic. First thing I want to talk about is don't be in a hurry to receive validation. Work through a self-assessment. You know, when we don't get what we need in childhood, we begin to look outside of childhood into adolescence, into teenage, young adult years, 20s, 30s, 40s, and some people are still looking for validation even in their 50s and 60s. If you are in a romantic relationship, validation is like confirmation that you two are working towards either becoming married, living together, I don't know, right? If you are at the job, validation might be a pat on the back. If you are in an academic environment, validation might be you always having to contact a teacher to essentially tell the teacher that you are a good student, right? Maybe you're not getting what you need in another environment, so you are using I say in your core environment, so you are using another environment to get validation. It's like the little child who draws a little thing on a piece of paper uh, with their crayons, and then they pick it up and run to their mother or father and say, look what I done, mama. uh, Look what I done, daddy. And then the mama and the daddy say, oh, that's fine, that's good, or whatever, right? And then somehow in there, that's fine, that's good, you still don't get what you need, so you will begin looking outside of that core environment to get what you need. So the better solution to the problem, however, is to work through a self-assessment that you may need to validate yourself. I know we are social creatures, and every once in a while, we need someone to give us a smile, give us a girl, you're doing good, that's good. Um, a boss to say you're doing a good job. I know we need that, but you also have to think to yourself, what if you never get it? What if you don't get what you need from that particular person that you are seeking validation? So work through a self assessment. Don't be in a hurry to people please. Work through setting boundaries. And that's a hard task too, because if you have lived in a strained environment in your childhood, or you have developed strained, relationships, it's very easy to people please because you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but there has to come a time in your life when you realize their feelings are going to be hurt regardless of what you say to them. They're just a type of people who their feelings get hurt easily. I have another audio about how people get offended easily and how much it reveals their weakness. And so some people are just the types of people who are just going to be offended. You can smile at them and they will get offended. You can laugh with them. You can give them everything. It's like pouring water into an empty well. And I used to have a people pleasing problem, and it didn't, I wasn't aware of it until college. So whatever I did leading up to college was like just, basically being obedient or being a good girl or being something that I just did what I was told, right? And then if I didn't get the recognition from a parent or from someone else, you know, it's almost like you are waiting emotionally until they say something and they never do. And so then you begin to people please with them. And then you take that outside of that core environment, your home, and people please other people because you don't want them to be upset with you. Well, sometimes it might be better for people to be upset with you because then it reveals their psychology. It reveals how they see the world. Because if you don't set boundaries with people, they will run you down. They will begin to provoke you in order for you to people please them. They will begin to create a toxic, relationship or group dynamic where they sort of call you out in front of the other people and then you got to people please them and there's no end in sight. And then if there comes a time when they just cannot be soothed or comforted or resolved, then you may need to consider concluding them out of your life because you cannot go through your life 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, still people pleasing somebody. And I always have this scenario where I say to myself, I don't want to get to 80 years old still doing this particular thing. I used to suck my thumb when I was young, and I would say to myself, I gotta get rid of this habit. And it took me almost to my late 20s, maybe early 30s, to stop sucking my thumb. And but I just kept picturing myself 80 years old in a rocking chair, rocking back and forth with my thumb in my mouth. And once I saw that and it turned my stomach, I began to change. Don't be in a hurry to have sex. Work through understanding your body. So I'm not telling you not to have sex because you know that doesn't work today anymore. Nobody listens in that area anymore. People are going to do whatever they want to do. But I would caution today not to be in a hurry to just have sex because the reason why is that so many people are into so many things today. And we might have just had the issue with AIDS and other regular STDs like, gonorrhea or something like that, or trichomonas. But now we have old, old STDs coming back. We also have like HPV. How many reports have you heard of people who have anal cancer, right? So there's just a lot more going on. People are much more into having open relationships, bringing multiple people in the bedroom. So that means that if you have sex with that one person has had so many partners because you're not going to just stop at the open relationship and two partners in the bedroom. You're going to then engage in more. And so, do you want to take all of those different spirits really into your body? And so, it is better for you to understand your own body, what it can take, because you have so much sex and it can run you down. You hear now men who are reaching older adulthood where they're saying they're not going to do too much anymore because their knees hurt and their back hurt. Well, that's probably because of all of the pouncing that they did when they were in the teenage years, 20s, 30s, and 40s. And so now they don't have the same kind of rhythm that they used to have. And so the same can be said of you, as a woman, because I am a woman. As a woman, you want to be careful about who you take in. You know, it's your house. You have every right to say no. You don't have to people please and fall under peer pressure. If you want to take some time to rest your body, do that. So don't be in a hurry to have sex. Don't be in a hurry to live together, so work through living alone. There's nothing worse for you to move from your parents' house to your man's house, or move from your parents' house to your woman's house. and you've never had your own apartment. I know this one guy, he's older. I'm 44 and he's like in his he's close to his 60s. He's had his own apartment singly. I'm talking about just him himself out of all those years that he has been an adult, about 3 years. He's never had an apartment lasting at least, you know, in double digits. Now, he was married in his past, but I'm talking about you leaving your core family environment and entering an environment where you are 100% responsible for yourself, right? You are 100% responsible for you. You have to go out and work and make the money to pay the rent, pay the utilities, pay your car note, pay the gas, pay for food. That you are doing that. You need to be able to have that on your record, because you can move in with a partner and something could happen to that person. And then what happens is you don't have a job, or you just moved in thinking that he was going to take care of you or she was going to take care of you. Something happens to them, he dies or she dies, and then you end up having to move back in with your mother or your father or your parents. So it's important for you to work through living alone. If a lot of people lived alone for a good bit before they actually started dating or considered marriage, they wouldn't make very hasty decisions. They would make very thought out, planned out decisions, because they are so used to living alone and they know how to live alone. Don't be in a hurry to spend your money, so work through learning about finances. This is one of my issues with finances, that I am forced to sort of understand at, in my 40s, even though there were times that I was in a rhythm of learning about finances and then I got interrupted, or I interrupted myself. So one example is, before I moved to San Diego in 96, I was working through my credit. So I graduated in 93 from high school. And then between 94 and 95, I was paying off bills. I had paid off, credit cards that I was working through, about two or three. One of them was a very low balance and the other one was medium balances. And then I got the idea to move to San Diego. And the move to San Diego was still a good idea, but I interrupted myself. I interrupted my financial paying off bills rhythm. So then once I moved to San Diego, I increased my costs. Then that affected my finances, and then it was hard for me to pay those bills that I was almost finished with. And so what I realized from that situation, even though I did well in San Diego, it might have been better for me not to go, stay where I was, stay in the apartment, work the apartment, furnish the apartment. I never furnished it. I never lived in it. Now I've lived alone 10 plus years or more. I've lived alone, but it was me entering into adulthood and then jumping from one thing to the next before my time, and it affected my finances. And so it's better to learn about finances. It's better to learn about credit. Don't just go and get credit just because a person wants you to sign a piece of paper in the mall. Take the paper, take it home, research it. And I wish we had a better understanding of finances, but we are on our way. We are on our way. So work through learning about finances. Don't be in a hurry to move out. Work through setting a 2-year plan with parents while attending college or working. So this is what I sort of push on my students today, because as soon as we exit high school, we automatically think we are grown and we can take care of ourselves. But I've said that it would have been better for me to create a plan with my mother and say, while I attend junior college, and that was her idea for me to go to junior college, because I didn't have any plans for out of high school. I didn't have any options, and I didn't plan my transition out. So she put forth the idea to go to junior college, and I kind of resisted it at the time. And I found out later, like just in the last 10, 15, 20 years, how important it was for me to at least take a step forward. So when I did not go to junior college, I got myself into something stupid, which was a relationship before my time, moved in with the boy. It didn't work out, and I ended up having to move out. It would have been safer and it would have made more sense to sit down, design a plan. I'm going to go to junior college and work at the mall. And will you work with me? And that's what I kind of push on my students. So don't be in a hurry to move out. Don't be in a hurry to change jobs. Work through sustaining stability. I've heard arguments, life arguments of people saying that, I don't stay on a job more than 2 years. And that is very strange to me because once I had a job, I had a job. The only reason why I might have left a job was because the job might have moved off the bus line, and that happened. I had to leave a job because I was relocating from Dallas to San Diego. Okay, I might lose a job. I might leave a job because the schedule is weird. I can't get home on the bus or something like that, right? But once I was on a job, I didn't jump from job to job to job. I never believed in that, even if I didn't know that I didn't believe in it. So, people who have this sort of mentality about jumping from job to job, and like if a supervisor comes at me wrong, I'm telling you, I'm leaving. Okay, that's not stability because you need sustained cash flow. You need sustained, stability. You need a record of staying somewhere for a long time. Before I ended up having to come back to Dallas because I lost my job in San Diego, I had years and years and years of having my own place. I didn't have to move in with somebody. When I lost my job in '96, I had to move in with my mother. And there was a strained relationship with that situation, right? And then it was during the, financial crisis between '07 and '08 till about 2013. And I was kind of homeless here and there, right? Because of, dealing with family members they can't understand. And I just couldn't get a job. I was, working through trying to remain stable. And so now I'm out of that situation. I've been on my job now again 2013, and I am staying on my job. I'm not going to quit it because it is stability. Because you are going to turn 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 years old. And it's a shame that you have people who have to return to work at 60, 70, 80 years old. That's bad because they didn't have the stability in their 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s. And so don't be in a hurry to change jobs. You know, those 2 years into a job or entry level, positions, you may change a couple of jobs, between your 20s and your 20s and 25 years old, but you should not be changing jobs in your 40s or in your middle to late 30s and 40s and 50s. That's just crazy. So don't be in a hurry to change jobs. Don't be in a hurry to stay in chaos, so work through exiting toxic relationships. Toxic relationships wear you down. You give so much energy and time and finances to something that is truly designed not to work. One of my toxic relationships that I talk about through all of my series was my rebound relationships. And I didn't know at the time that I was a rebound. And then in friendships, I had sought out a rebound in a friendship. And just the last relationship was the one that was the brick wall that I had just come to my wits' end on this last toxic relationship. And I learned that I do not thrive in chaos. I cannot stand it. I have to have peace. I deal with so many people on the outside of these four walls, at the job, on the street, on the bus, that when I hit the door, I have to have peace. I have to have the air conditioning. I have to have the kitchen. I have to have the bathroom. I have to have the bed. I have to have my desk. I don't want to be polite. And so I don't want to people please you. I don't want to make allowances for you. So therefore, it was important for me to exit that person out of my life, but also exit myself out of chaos, drama filled, toxic relationships. So I have chosen right now to be in solitude so I can continue to learn about why I continue to get into certain types of relationships. I'm not into them now, but it's still a learning process. Don't be in a hurry to express anger, work through anger. So, there's a scripture in the Bible that you can be angry, but don't sin. You know, if you find yourself still the type of person who blows up, has to tell everybody off, cuss everybody out, throw things, yell, hit, that is something that, shows you that you have a problem with emotional self-regulation. And you cannot go through life always being in anger and expressing anger, because eventually that expression of anger could escalate to the next level, and then you end up in jail or in prison. And so when there are opportunities for you to begin to resolve your anger, maybe you are in a particular program where they send you to a counselor. Maybe there is a guidance counselor at your school. Maybe there is counseling afforded to you as a student. Every student at college, your tuition pays for maybe a few sessions of counseling, right? Uh, Take that opportunity. The counselor is on the clock. That person is going to get paid whether you come to him or her or not. So you might as well make the most of it, right? So don't be in a hurry to express anger. So now that we have gone over um, these particular issues, think about the times you got into something using hurry. Hurry in terms of you employing hurry to accomplish your task. What was the thing you tried to make work? Why were you in a hurry? So I want you to take some time to assess your hurry. Why do you feel like the only way for you to accomplish things in life is in a hurried fashion? That you cannot get anything done just simply planning it out, taking some time to like plan it out, outline it, write the vision down. Okay. All right, so hopefully you were able to gain insight from this video discussion. Please like, subscribe, and visit. So uh, please like the video, hit the notification bell for more discussions. I am re-uploading all of my audios, so I needed to make some changes to them. You can visit my website for more content at reginayfavors.com. If you want to send me an email, you can send an email reginayfavors@yahoo.com. Please also purchase the book. It's going to come out in spring 2021. So I had to make changes to my book to update it, and I also updated the title. So the original title was Bait, Hook, and Switch: Confessions of a Rebound Girl, and I have updated the title to Toxic Encounters: Why People Pursue Rebound Relationships. So right now I'm still basically editing it, and I want to make it available in spring 2021. So thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I am Regina Y. Favors. Have a great day.